Hello everyone and welcome back to MixBuzz TV mixing and mastering tutorials on YouTube. I'm your host David and I hope you're having a great day. In this video we will try to build a song from scratch using Song Creator and the MIDI libraries. I'll show you how to adjust the clips to fit your song, create variations, change global velocity, intensity, randomizing, and how easy it is to make the drum patterns you want with SD3. Here we go. Now, I'm not a drummer and I'm not a composer, so this is probably going to be closer to your situation if you're not a drummer and if you don't have a drummer available. You probably are in the same conditions I am. So we will try together to build a song, but most important, I want to show you all the possibilities you have inside Song Creator Superior Drummer 3 and how easy it is to browse to the grooves, find one that you like, modify it to your taste, and from there build a song, a drum structure for your song. As you can see here at the bottom, I've already put some bits and pieces for this hypothetical song that we are gonna create. It's gonna be a rock metal song. I thought something on that genre was more suited for both Superior Drummer 3, in this case real drums, and because we can play with different parts, with different structures like intro, verses, special bridges. So for starters, let's just play this 6-bar here, and so we get an idea of what we are gonna work on. Nothing special, of course, but what I want to do is to show you guys the functions of Superior Drummer 3. So we are going to insert some fills, so we're going to insert an intro. I'll show you a couple of things I did with the original grooves that we can find in the groove module. Let's go there. One very important function is, for example, the tap to find. Right off the bat, you can click there and adjust the tempo. So if you have a general idea in your mind, you adjust the tempo by clicking tap to find and find your tempo. So as soon as you start, you can select the genre. As you can see here in the groove box, it only gives you the grooves for that specific genre. In this case, we selected metal for this track. And here, next tab is the play style. Standard, blast beat, double kick, and again, it gives you all the options for that genre and that play style. If we put the beat, so it's very easy to find right away a bit that you can start working on. Let's go standard. Straight. The next step is the type. You can have straight, beat, fill, ending, percussion, and all the double time, normal time, half time. It's very easy to navigate. It's very intuitive. You have the time signature here, 4/4, 3/4, and the power hand. And I want to introduce you guys to the power hand to tell you what it is because it's so useful. It's such a useful tool. Now, the very first bar that we can listen to was originally a groove that I found here in the browser, and it was sounding like this. You notice the difference? The power hand is on the crash, not on the hi-hat. And that is so easy to change. So I found this groove here, which plays on the kick, snare, and crash. We can see it here in the drum module. See this? And all I had to do to change it from the crash to the hi-hat was to change the power hand. So you double click on the clip and you can see power hand here. And you can move it whatever you want. According to different kits and different grooves, you can have different options, but this is all I had to do. It went from here to the hi-hat. And that is so very useful. Now, another thing that I want to show you, since we are in this tab already, when we select an instrument here, you can see it's selected on the right, where we have the amount and the velocity knob. So once we have our clip, if, for example, let's say I want a little less kick, less hits from the kick on this specific bar, I just turn down the amount. Let's listen to it. Or if I want more, okay, that's pretty cool. Same for the velocity, for example. And he adjusts the velocity for the whole bar for all the hits according to what originally was our groove. Same for the other instruments. Once you select it, you can adjust amount and velocity. But now I want to show you the song creator itself. This tab here, it says song creator. So let's say I had my intro, I wanted my verse. We go to the Metal Foundry, just straight for and closed hats variations. Let's say we are fine with this, it's very close to what we have down here, and I just modified a couple of hits. Now, in order for us to build a song quickly and easily, I can drag this here into the MIDI drop zone. You can see Song Creator. And look at these tabs here. They all changed. And that's because Superior Drummer 3, based on this groove that I just imported, will give us matching intro, verses, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, fills, and endings. That is AI for drum programming. So I now have my verse, and I will drag it here just to see what happens. All right, that's good. Let's go intro. And let's go intro 1, 2. Let's listen to a fill. All right, let's pick one and let's put it here. Let's imagine an instrumental chorus and then another fill just to go into the verse. And this is just an example, guys. I'm not a drummer. Like I said, I'm not a composer. I'm just showing you how easy it is. So let's take a listen. All right, we could use better fills, but for now, that's what we're gonna do. We copy this and paste. From the first to the second, let's go to the first one, double click on it, and reduce the amount of our kick, velocity, snare 2, velocity. Let's listen. Okay, you can hear already, it changed the mood between the first and the second bar. If we come from the fill, that's our verse, a little quieter. Okay, now obviously the difference is too much, but you get my point. It's so easy. We just can change the velocity of the whole block just by double clicking on it and just working with these two knobs. It's pretty impressive. Let's just pretend I did build a good drum pattern for our song, one we are happy with, so I can show you more features, guys. And in particular, we are gonna see something everybody is asking all the time. How can I make my pattern, how can I make my MIDI drum sound more real, more like a human performance? And Superior Drummer 3 has so many features that you can use to do that. But let's get to the humanizing part. So let's listen to the intro. As of right now, it sounds a little bit stiff. So we double click on it and we open the grid editor. Here we have all our MIDI notes for all our drums. Let's start with a snare. And you can see we can select center, rim shot, side stick, all the articulations that particular instrument has. Here, down here, we have the velocity tab. So if we select our intro, you can see all the snare notes are selected. We can adjust the velocity overall. We can adjust the dynamic, the difference that there is between the harder hits and the softer ones. You can see we can exaggerate that or diminish it. And then we have the randomize. If we zoom in a little bit, we can randomize the velocity of all our hits in that particular clip. Then we have the quantize, just in case the performance is played and not actually programmed and we need to tie it up the pattern. In this case, we don't need, there's no change because they are all perfectly on grid. And then we have the randomize. And this is probably the best tool, the quickest way you have to make your drum pattern, your programmed MIDI pattern, a little more real and to make it feel like it was actually played by a human being. Let's listen to it. So already by tweaking these two global settings, randomize and the velocity, we already got a more real feeling to our intro. But what I want to show you is how selective you can be. So let's select both the intro. And I put everything back to 0. Let's say I want to tweak some of the hits, not all of them, not by using the global randomize or velocity. So I can be very selective. For example, I can grab the 1, 2 only, and tweak the velocity a little down, just not to make it full scale. Then I can select the 1, 4, but exclude the 2, 4. So now you can see it automatically selected one every other hit on the beat. And again, I am turning down the velocity a little bit and I'm randomizing a little bit. And I want to also randomize these ones. Let's listen to it now. Okay, and we can do the same for our verses. Let's select the snare and let's randomize a little bit. Let's turn the velocity a little lower because it's the verse overall for all the hits on the snare. And let's do the same for the kick. Randomize a little bit. Let's do the same for the hi-hats. Randomize and turn the velocity down. Same for the kick, down. Dynamics. Let's do randomize a little bit the dynamics of the kick and let's listen to it. It's better. The snare is still a little too loud for me for a verse. Let's try to turn it down. Let's do, the first one is fine. Let's do the second one. I want to turn it up a little bit. Let's try 6. So we go from the first verse, first half of it. That's better. Let's do that with the kick too. Same thing. We have selected the clip down here, guys, and let's do 4 for the kick. Let's hear how it sounds, and let's make the dynamic a little less obvious difference. That's good. Let's go from the first half of the verse to the second. Let's insert a fill before our chorus. I don't like these fills, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab our chorus and drop it in the MIDI drop zone. So Superior Drummer 3 will change all the variations we have and give us more options. Let's try to find a fill. Let's try this one. Okay, that will do. So let's, again, humanize this one a little bit. We just select it and randomize it. Just a tad. It's fine as is. It is a fill. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I just want to leave alone the hardest hit and just turn the velocity up a bit for the softer notes on the snare. Let's listen. Everything a little higher again. And also we have a tom, I think. We take the velocity up on this one too. Hardest hit left alone. Let's listen to it now. Okay, I wanted to get to the half tempo because I want to show you something. So we have a half tempo here. So the feeling that we want is the song to slow down a bit. So what we are going to do is we are going to grab all our notes and then we slide them forward just a little bit so we have that slow feeling. The way we do that is so very easy. We just select milliseconds and we nudge them. Let me exaggerate this one so we can hear. Let's do 20 and let's get there. And so we can hear before and after. All right, and this would be without the nudge, but still randomized. So let's do 16 for everything. Let's nudge it forward. And for the snare alone, I want to do, let's say, another 6. So everything is a little bit slower. And then let's do that on the second half tempo, just another 4. So it slows down as it goes. Let's hear it. So this was just an example. This is definitely not the greatest piece of drum programming, but to show you the velocity tab, the randomize, global setting, the swing, and most important, how selective you can be with just one click. We can select our whole song and just select the 1/4 on the snare or the kick on every instrument at once. It's very easy to select, randomize, and tweak the velocity to make our performance more real, feel more like it was played by a drummer. And this is so very easy with Superior Drummer 3. And all that is on top of our very simple amount and velocity knobs here in the Edit Play style, adjustable globally for the entire song for each instrument or individually on each clip. So this is pretty impressive. It's so easy to build a good drum pattern and then make it feel like it's real with Superior Drummer 3. But there are so many functions, so I know you guys probably have questions, and if you have questions, leave them in the comment down below and let me know, guys, if you want me to go in depth in something specific, whether it is the tracker, whether it is the groove, whether it's the MIDI editor. You let me know and we'll get to it. And that's a wrap. This is it for this video, guys. I hope you liked it and I hope it was useful. Check out the other videos dedicated to Superior Drummer 3. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and please leave us a like and share the video around. Follow MixBuzzTV on Twitter, Facebook to stay up to date with all the news, upcoming videos. Please keep supporting the channel by sharing the videos on forums, blogs, social media. Subscribe if you haven't already, and see you next time.